The Culture Currency show is for those who recognize that nuance is key. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we tackle the issues that affect the majority when speaking of Black America. Our discussions are informed by the host's personal experiences and insights, and we're always open to evolving our perspective as we gain new understanding.
This is the story of two friends from the Bronx who decided to get real, be direct, and impact Black culture. Welcome to Culture Currency, where culture is the value. Funny dude. Grand Rising. How you doing today?
Good. He just said.
He's mad silly.
I like when you're in good energy.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing today?
I'm good. I've been trying to make sure to get good rest on Friday nights to not be as tired on Saturdays because it's hard when tired. It's like the brain not working. We can't remember our talking points. It's like.
But you got you some rest.
Yeah.
Because I did not.
No?
Oh my God. I tried. I would lay down early, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I'm a little tired, a little baggy under the eyes.
I tried to get 7 hours, but as I was trying to get it, it took long to get into that deep sleep. But when I did, it was a good deep sleep. I was gone. And then I wake up thinking about whatever, and then got back right into it. So I feel I'm all right.
Yeah, it's over for me.
All right, today's topic.
Freedom.
Today we're talking about freedom. That's such a like an open-ended subject. But what would you say the angle is for this week? And then our intros.
Well, I think that we've had the conversation a little bit through our choice episode and different things like that. I want to go a little bit deeper. So I'm thinking freedom from bunch of different angles. I'm hoping that you have a different angle than me, so we have a fruitful conversation.
And talk about what freedom means to each of us and our and how we managed it. Throughout our life. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where I'm at with it.
Yep.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
Where culture
is the value. All right. Freedom. Freedom is the power to act, speak, or think as one wants without restraint or hindrance. To be in full control of yourself mentally and physically. So freedom is being me fully without the need for acceptance. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay. And the definition I had, I was thinking about like just the right you have, you know what I'm saying, to pursue your life as you want it, to have your voice, to make the decisions in the way that you would like. Is how I see freedom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, the conversation of freedom can get really deep when you when you speaking from,
so deep.
Especially when you're dealing from across enemy lines, like we in America, right?
Right.
And you know, supposedly the land of the free.
Yeah.
But
there
not
you go, about to get us shut down.
But not really.
Right.
I ain't gonna go too deep into that, but. You know, when I think about freedom, like, you know, that's a huge deal for me. The way that I navigate my life is by way of the understanding that freedom is top priority for me, right? But I do not have control over the freedoms of the wide world, right? But I do have control of the freedoms of my world.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when you think of the American version of freedom, we still need, we have to have certain things to access certain freedoms, which means we're not really free in the first place, right? Even down to our conversations. Access a certain type of conversation and have it on a larger platform. We need certain permissions, certain words can't be used, certain uses, and certain topics.
Exactly. Like you said, because I was like, damn, isn't it ironic? I'm like, here you go, about to get us shut down. Because we already experienced that we can't really just say everything that we want freely, or certain topics are not going to be promoted or supported by Google, by YouTube. It's just a fact. So regardless if we have freedom of voice right now, it's certain things that's just not going to rock. And the powers that be is like, you're gonna have 2 viewers on this because you're talking about this, so we're not gonna allow you to be as big as you can be.
They like, y'all got freedom to an extent, which is not freedom, right? They say freedom of speech, but if you say things that are not acceptable to the powers that be, then that freedom is snatched away from you. So is it really freedom?
Right, and then you said something else, like we gotta have certain things, but certain things we would never have, especially as Black people, because our race matters, or certain levels of wealth matters. Where you live geographically, is like certain things, certain freedoms we won't have because of those things in America, period.
And that's where I was going with it, because living in America, I don't have control of those larger freedoms, right? But my goal is to leave America, which will give me access to other freedoms that I don't have here.
And I can't wait to go visit that place.
So I still have the choice to create the freedoms that I desire in my world.
Even though you need your passport, go get it, but then go do that. It's still some level.
You know what I mean? There's levels to it.
Whatever level you can have, you do it.
Absolutely.
So so let's talk about like what freedom has meant to our lives and how we've engaged with it, and you know what it feels like. Because it made me something completely different to you and something completely different to me. So let's talk about it. Who wants to go first?
When I think of freedom, I just think of me being able to live out my life as I see fit without restriction. And so when I say that, I really operate within my world through that lens. So throughout my life, obviously, we've been through stages, right? And I've been in stages where I haven't been me in completion. And then when I crossed that threshold, it was like, oh, nah, I want to be me all the way. Like, you know what I mean? So it became a thing where, like, I really started to really be able to understand the intention of Source in our lives, our ability to have choice, and that choice being our ability to have freedom, right? So although I'm not able to control the free world, I am able to control my world, and the ways in which I do that is I don't take jobs that I don't desire to spend time in. Like, money doesn't control me, right? So I'm not gonna take a job because it has money. I'm gonna take a job because this is something I really wanna do. I feel like I can be completely myself in this space. I'm not restricted, feeling limited. And that goes in every area of my world. So that's how I live my life in completion. How about you?
So for me, I would say very. It's a shame that it got to be the same.
It makes sense. That's why we
connect.
Who we are to each other.
So like you said, is different levels. So there was times in my life where the same thing. I had certain responsibilities, so I had to deal with things that really limited my freedom. Like stay in the job that really, like I went through a situation at a job, and the fact that I stayed there after what I went through, I had bills, and I didn't see no other way at the time. And I'm like, damn, it's not just me, because it's just me. I could go back to my mom's, but I had a woman and she had a child, and it's like, if I leave, I'm affecting the whole household. What am I gonna do? And I end up staying in this situation, super whack. I would never do it again, but I feel like certain freedoms, you have to earn it. So I grinded my way to freedom, where now I have an organization where if I have to create my schedule in a certain way or change things up, I created this thing. So like we had the conversation, I can create the schedule that I need to have a certain level of freedom. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, I gotta take some time to not feel that way. And what does that look like? But I had to earn that. I had to grind to that point to have the freedom that I have today.
And you know, I think many of us had that experience. Like when you are a responsible person, you understand your responsibility to others, right? And so me raising children, I was in jobs that I was like, I don't want to be here, but I need to make sure that they good. So in this moment, this is what I have to choose. However, once they were old enough to be kind of moving around a little differently, I was able to say, oh, nah, I'm not just taking anything. You know what I mean? I'll decide what I'm good with and good without, and frame my work and life around that. And so when you spoke about how you're kind of crafting your world or your business around your life for your comfort, I thought about this the other day. I was like, yo, I'm going to try not to get us
canceled.
Well, I'm going to say what I need to say. So when you think about how America is run, right? And we discussed how we go to B&H, which is a camera store who is owned by Jews. And the operation of business is very different than other operations of business.
Right.
Going to the next level, America is the same way. When you think about the days that they decide that we're off, like Jewish holidays, mandatory. They crafted our world around them, and we just kind of abide by it.
Yeah, like Saturdays they're closed, not Sundays. So a Saturday we went down there because we used to Sundays being off in America, but for B&H, Saturday is their day of Sabbath, right? But one thing I did, I took advantage of something like that when I created Dreams Employee Handbook. Our holidays are different. It's based on what I think it should be. Your birthday is a holiday. You're going to be paid to be off on your birthday.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so I didn't realize, is the day after Thanksgiving a holiday for everybody? Because I thought I was doing something groundbreaking.
I think so. I know the kids is off. So majority.
Yeah, majority.
I don't think it's a...
Yeah. Juneteenth is a holiday. You're going to get paid to be off on Juneteenth and do your thing. So it's like, being able to make those kind of decisions is so important. But I remember the conversation that we had that day. We went to B&H and realized, like, yo, they really created their whole thing around their belief system and their values. And you was like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you got the power to do the same thing. Do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that really changed a lot for me on how I hold things. Like, yo, you're right.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do this show, because I want everybody to understand that they do have that power.
Right.
It may not look.
Why you say that? Because there's times when we didn't have that power. So how can you say that?
We had the power. We just had to navigate it in a way that we could actually make it a thing, right? So we had the power. We have the power of choice.
Right.
So we decide whether we're going to take these jobs and stay in these jobs for this amount of time and all of those things, right? The way that I operate now is, obviously, I don't have a boss, right? But I do partnerships. When I did have bosses prior to completely going independent, what I noticed that having a job for a certain amount of time made me aggy. I could be good in that job. Nothing even has to be happening. Right. But after 3 months,
it's like, I don't want to do this.
Why am I still here?
Yeah, you making me do
I'm
this.
giving my time to these people. It starts feeling like a slave. I start feeling very unfree.
Is it the culture of the organization, or is it just you?
I think it's me.
Okay.
I think it's me because they're not doing anything wrong. I've been in situations where it was wrongdoings, and then I've been in situations where it wasn't, and I'm like, hold on, it's me.
Got you.
I don't like to be stagnant in a situation, and if there's no growth there, if it's not lending to my bottom line, I'm here too long.
Let me ask you something. Okay, so remember when Dream was first starting and you helped me build it, right? First person there to teach the kids and all that, you and Wayne. How did that feel at that time? Why?
Because I was doing what I enjoyed doing.
Okay. Got it.
I was doing what I enjoyed doing, dealing with the kids. I was having a ball.
Yeah.
I was having a ball, and could you tell? You could tell.
Yeah, you could tell. It was in the work.
And that's the thing, right? Really understanding yourself, what you like, dislike, what feels right to you, what feels comfortable to you, what's in line with your purpose.
Right.
That's important for your freedom.
Oh, I gotta say this.
That's important for your freedom. And every time I'm in a situation that I'm choosing, I notice everybody who knows me comes around me and they're like, yo, I love this for you. I could tell you happy. I could tell. My cousin said that the other day. He you doing what you love to do because it's a different view when you don't have those restrictions. And I like to live my life like that. That's why I make the choices that I make.
I'm glad you made that point, because one of the points I want to make is lack of freedom leads to misery. And it's like you said, there's so many different levels of freedom. There's areas, there's economics, all these kind of things. But in the areas that you don't have freedom, you do not feel good. And in order to have it, you got to have, what I wrote down, you got to have vision and you got to prep for it. You can't just be like, I just got freedom. What does your life look like? What does your ideal life look like? What do you want to feel like? You have to know that. You know what I mean? What has to be set up, and then you have to start building those pieces so you can. Because, okay, for example, some people with city jobs, right? You be like, I'm going to do this for 30 years and then da-da-da-da. Are you happy? You know what I mean? Some people may be, because it's like, nah, this is good. This is my thing. But for everybody, it's not really a thing. So how can you make that transition? You have to actually work. You got to have the vision first, and then you got to prep for that vision to live and have the freedom that you need.
You got to make it make sense. Like, I could take a partnership, right, and be like, I enjoy this, but I know like my next move, because I have my life planned out. That's the difference between me and a lot of, I have a life plan. So it's like sitting still for too long, if it's not working towards the plan, is never going to be okay with me. So I give myself timelines, and I give myself a strategy in which I'm doing that transformation in those moves.
Right.
And the life that I deserve manifests itself through that.
Right, gotcha.
Like, and we all have the power to do that. That's not a me thing. I'm not like super woman.
Right.
It's all of us have it. We just don't always understand that we have it, and we don't always understand how it works.
Right.
Right. So the goal is to really, like you said, envision it. Understand what your life, your ideal life looks like. What it entails, what components is necessary for it to become what it is.
Exactly.
Right? How long will it take to make it that?
Right.
Right? And then start to structure your world around getting there.
Yeah. Little
And
by
as you
little.
start, because every major goal is small steps.
Right.
Small goals in between. And so
Right.
you start conquering stuff.
Right.
And then before you know it, you closer and closer,
Right.
and then
Exactly.
you there.
Exactly.
And you like, hold on. I'm living my
Exactly.
I've envisioned this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm really loving this conversation because as you talking, I'm envisioning what retirement looks like. You know what I mean? And then also understanding that sometimes there's red tape. Sometimes you take 10 steps forward and then it's 17 steps back.
That's a part
and
of the
then,
process.
you know what I'm saying? That's part of the process, right? But it could really be debilitating. It could be depressing and all those kind of stuff, the steps back, right? And trying to maintain your freedom and those times when it didn't feel too good. You know what I mean? How did you get through that? And I'll discuss how I got through it.
Well, being someone who had a very uncomfortable life anyway, I know that the steps to the other side are always uncomfortable. So the goal is the goal. Whatever happens, the goal is the goal. That's why everybody always talks about how you always complete. Like if you say you're gonna do this, you do it, because the goal is the goal. Like something could happen. I remember, let me use an example. I was shooting The Raging Boom, and I had a team together, a whole team. I'm like, oh, this is like, I'm gonna do something really dope.
Right.
This is prior to me getting to the level of shooting like how I do now. After the first day of shooting, people just started dropping off. Like the team was not the team no more. Now I'm the camera person, I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm I'm doing every single thing. And of course, it was upsetting. It definitely made me feel like, yo, like how I'm gonna do this.
Oh, how am I gonna do this? Not don't do it.
No, I don't think I ever go to that. I don't think I ever go to that. Sometimes I do question, is this a sign?
Right.
But I don't think I ever go to, this is a no.
Right.
It just feels like how I'm gonna get it done, but it needs to get done. Because I think the healthy portion of my ego is like, yo, ain't nobody else
gonna determine
whether I complete something or not.
Right.
And so that being my driving force made me, I did all of the things, I completed it. Now, could it have been a better project? Absolutely.
Right.
Because a team is necessary to get the greatest version. It comes down to something with a team effort. You'll get your best product with a team. But if you don't have a team and you do it yourself and you complete it, it just feels good to know that you got it done.
That you did it,
right?
And that you're able to, the resilience.
And so that's how I operate when the cards are stacked against me.
When the cards are stacked against me, and I think I felt that several times throughout life, but the one that I really remember is COVID. And when things were like looking like the organization was about to shoot up, we just got our contract number, folks started reaching out, and I'm like, yo, this is looking like we got a couple extra 100,000 within months. And I'm like, oh, it's lit. We about to serve more kids. We about to expand. COVID hit. I don't think I ever felt that level of depression. Devastated. Like, what? They could really take the contracts back? They calling saying it's over? What? got here.
That's
right?
the type of stuff that drive me to be like, hold on, like I need to figure out how to.
Right. But for me, I just got quiet. I was just down for some days and just like, and then I said, yo, but you can't just stay here because you can't think. So you got to get creative. My thing was you could fumble but never fall.
Absolutely.
My thing was always fumble but don't fall. Where it's like, I'm keeping it together, right? But don't fall. So I got creative, and then I found out other partnerships to create. The schools are open. Back to the community where I started. I went back to my roots.
Nice.
Partnering with other community-based organizations, got the PPP loans, and then partner with CBOs. We just need your kids. We got the money, and then just kept it like that. And
nice.
Then partner with actual foundations. Like, hey, y'all. Let's work with you. And then later they funded us. You know what I'm saying? So just, you got to get creative in order to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, the creative.
And that's where the hustle stuff come in, because regardless is that. You know what I mean? Regardless is that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the hustle is definitely necessary. I wanted to double back to what you said about the fumble and never fall and the depression. I don't want to lead anybody into the wrong understanding. I absolutely have moments where I'm feeling like, you know what I mean? And I'm like sitting with it. I just don't stay there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Can't afford to.
I give myself limit. Like, you get a day or two to feel sorry for yourself, and after that, get over it.
Right.
That's
you got 48 hours to respond.
You know what I mean?
To your same mind, yeah.
And then just get to going.
Yeah.
Get to going.
Right.
So, that's where the freedom is, man. That's where the freedom is.
And like you said, we got that freedom, but it takes health. It takes, putting yourself in the right environments, putting the right things in your body, mindset. The foods we eat could depress us. The things we drinking could depress us. So it's important that when and working out, I know we keep talking about this, but it's so important because what you do to your body affects your mind.
Those are your freedoms, right? And that's, you're free to you're free to kill yourself, or you're free to make sure that you live a long, prosperous life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Like, you don't get these guns by now.
The guns?
No, not the mini guns.
She said
not
the...
No.
Not the...
By being depressed.
Nah, you slow-moed it, though. You was like...
Yo.
Ish is retarded. I just would like to urge everyone to really take inventory, as I always say in every show. Take inventory of your life. Anything that you don't agree with or don't like or you're not comfortable in, you have the opportunity to change that. You're free to change that. Just figure out how. How can I change it? There's never... I don't know your belief system, but God ain't never say no to me.
Right.
Source has
me
never...
either, man.
Source has never said no.
Well,
Source has said, not right now.
Okay. Not this one.
Source has said, I got something different.
Right.
But never no.
Oh, that's a word right there. I can see you on a pulpit saying that. I'm about to invite you to my church. For real. Gotta repeat that. What you just said is a great conversation I literally just had with my godson last night. And he wanted to talk about some stuff, and then he's like, because this, and then this is going on, and I don't like that. I said, okay, so what do you want to do about it? I said, everything that's happening in your life, you have the power to change it, even if you start small, incremental stuff. So what's the lowest hanging fruit? Meaning, what's the easiest thing for you to make the difference in? This, right? I said, now you got to write it down. I said, you don't want to write pen and paper? Get your phone out, put it in a memo.
Absolutely.
And then by when are you going to do that? And then what's the next easiest thing? Let's do three. Let's put three things there. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping your promises
to yourself. And date it.
Keeping your promises to yourself is absolutely how you maintain your freedom. Once you keep promises to yourself, it's easier to keep promises to other people. But if you're not keeping your promises to yourself, you actually enslaving yourself.
Yeah.
You're enslaving yourself. You're taking your own freedoms away.
Taking your own freedoms away, pleasing everybody else, or just keeping yourself stagnant and making excuses on why you keeping yourself stagnant. There's always a reason for something, but find a reason to live your best life.
There you go.
Yeah, I killed that.
Is there anything in particular that you want to kind of leave with them? We've been kind of dropping throughout the entire episode, but is there anything in specific that you want the audience to kind of take with them from this freedom episode?
something that I know Nicki gets on a lot of our nerves now, Nicki Minaj, but it's one great thing that she said is, and I said this before, living doesn't mean you're alive. You know what I mean? It's important that that every day that we have breath in our body, that we feel alive. So help yourself figure out how to feel the most alive. What do you need? Write it down. Little changes every day over a year is big.
Huge.
You know what I'm saying? It's huge.
Huge, because that's how you change your world.
Yeah.
That's how you change, like, your entire reality changes by way of those little changes.
Yeah, small promises to yourself.
And promises to yourself.
Yeah, write it down, though. If you're not writing it down, or however you jot notes, if it's not out your mind, because you can have it in your mind, you're just circling. You're going to lose sleep. You're not doing anything. Get it on paper. Get it in your phone. So you can go back to it and see what you promised to yourself.
Yeah, if you wrote something down and you like that, then I ain't do it.
2022.
Yeah, you give yourself some level of accountability.
I just had to do that to myself recently. I said, damn, I said this in 2023. Oh yeah, I'm wilding. You know what I mean?
Well, at least you got it, so now you could make the adjustment.
Exactly.
I would just like for people to understand that whether you're a parent, not a parent, brother, sister, whether you're just an aunt, uncle, friend.
What you mean, Judge?
You got right.
Because I'm
all of the things.
Sorry.
All of the things, regardless of where your standing is in your world or in the world, we are all teachers, right? Because we are all examples for someone.
We are all lessons.
And as long as we are examples for someone, there's a young person out here that's looking to you to understand how to get their freedom. How do they make the world that they desire? How do they grow up and be all that they desire to be, right? There's a lot of people walking around who had these big plans, and then they're a little depressed today because they're like, my life is totally different than I, had planned. And it doesn't mean that your life has to be exactly the same way you planned it, but you should be in a space that feels good to you, right? It might not be the plan, but a plan that fits your making. Right? And so if you take the time to craft your life, your world, the way that you desire, and the young people and just other people around you are able to see you living that, peacefully, happily, and enjoying your life, it gives them a blueprint and the ability to do the same.
You just killed that, and I want to say and just end it off, but I just got to reiterate something you just said because it was so good. What? It made me think about so many different people that just life period that it doesn't usually go according to plan. It's like your plan is what gets you started, but the end result usually looks a lot different. Like if it went according to plan, I would be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? I'd probably be addicted to drugs. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying because I was smoking weed at that time. Somebody probably would have laced it with cocaine, and then and then what would have happened?
She's a storyteller or whatever. She's a storyteller.
I would have been a crackhead. So God said, no. What?
Yo, something wrong with you.
Forgive me, Gemini. Life usually does not go according to plan, but that plan you have is usually what gets you started. And that's nothing to be depressed about that if it looks different, because like you said, the point is to find that peace, that happiness, and that joy. What does that then look like in your new life under the new plan? I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
But culture
is the value.
Make sure to like, share,
subscribe, and comment.
Peace. I gotta say one thing, something else.
Good.
On YouTube, if you are not signed in, can y'all sign in so you can like and leave a comment? Because like I always say, I appreciate the text. I appreciate the DMs. Leave it on YouTube.
Yeah, but we getting sick of y'all telling us about how good the show was without putting it in the comment section.
Yeah, tell other people that. Appreciate y'all.
Facts.
Peace.